Welcome to On the JoB with your host, Lynn Parrish, editor of the Journal of Business. On the JoB is about the Inland Northwest business community, where you'll hear firsthand the backstories from the men and women reporters at the Journal of Business. On the JoB is brought to you in part by McNeese Wheeler Attorneys. Here's Lynn.
Hi, welcome to the On the JoB podcast. I'm Lynn Parrish, the editor of the Journal of Business here in Spokane. I'm here today with Samantha Peone. Welcome, Sam.
Hi, thanks.
So, Sam, we had a number of ballot measures a couple weeks ago,
Yes.
and a couple of the school districts had pretty large construction projects that they were hoping to get funding for, and they did. And so Sam wrote a story for us this time about what's going to happen next in those projects or with those school districts. So, Sam, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, so there's a number of different projects, so I can't really put a number on it. I would say that there are 8 large projects between Central Valley School District and Meade School District. And so that totals $245 million between both bonds. Central Valley received 130 of that rounded up.
Sure.
And Meade received 115 rounded up. So that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Now, Central Valley has some projects that are currently underway from their previous bond 3 years ago, but they had some that they wanted to get on the books sooner than that, before those projects were completed, essentially, so that they could get rolling on those as well. Can you tell us about some of those major projects in the Central Valley School District that you reported on?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 3 main ones going on there. The first is a new high school that they're looking at putting up, and I want to say that's going to be like $95 million. I believe that is on Henry Road.
It is.
Yes, on Henry Road. So the way it was described to me is that it's on Henry Road and the 16th Avenue, that cross street right there. It's not an actual cross street, but that it looks like it's near the Saltese Conservation Area.
Where 16th Avenue will be someday, essentially.
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the projects. And then
That's the biggest.
The biggest, yes. And then they have a $30 million renovation. Horizon Middle School is being renovated. And then they're going to be adding about 5,000 square feet there, so bring the student capacity up by 120. And then they also are looking at adding another middle school, and that is going to be, another $30 million middle school, which to help their capacity, because they are rising. When I spoke with the superintendent, he said that they are growing by 250 to 300 students each year, which is a lot.
And so they get their bond money, but they also have some state matching funds, which help them go above that 130 million that they secured through their voter approval. Now, what is the first of those projects that's going to occur?
The first is going to be, I want to say, the high school. Or no, not the high school. So the high school is going to open up in fall 2021. So that's not going to be the first. The first is going to be the middle school. Is expected to open up next fall. So they want that to be kind of a summer project. And then they also, the Horizon Middle School renovation, that's going on South Pines. They're looking in getting that done pretty soon as well. So.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So with the when you say next fall, you're actually talking about the fall of 2019.
Yes,
right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. Yeah.
The one after the one
Yes.
that we're gonna have next. Yeah. So yeah, there's some big projects there. A lot of construction jobs and creating some more space for the kids. I believe the fact that I saw was that this was going to be the first new high school in the Spokane-area since 1997, which would have been Mount Spokane, right? I think. Mount Spokane, yeah.
Yeah. It's before I was alive. So.
Yeah. And so, so that's what CV has going on. What's going on in Meade?
Yeah, so Meade has 5 projects through this bond. They're $114.5 million bond, and biggest one I would contend is a new middle school that they're looking into.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking on 5 Mile. And for those of you familiar with 5 Mile, there's a 5 Mile road, and then you've got, you kind of have this crescent up there, Moss Lane. It's a residential area.
Mm-hmm.
And right
Sure.
behind that, they have a few parcels of land that they're looking at considering. And then they also have a new elementary school. No location has been selected for that yet. They're looking at somewhere between the stretch between like the Windermere area and Market Street. And then there will be a maintenance department. So the maintenance department, currently they're housing all of their amenity facilities, their needs, in the old Meade Middle School building. And so they want to get them out of there. And so they're going to build a new facility for them. And then also very close by, they're going to have with East and West Valley school districts, they're going to have a bus repair maintenance co-op,
combined facility. Yeah, sure.
To fix their buses and whatnot, things like that. So that will be a joint project. And then another one is the Performing Arts and Athletic venue that's going on. And so that would be near the old Meade Middle School as well. Right now, people practice a lot down at JoB and whatnot. And so that will be moving up north, and it'll start out as like a stadium or whatnot, and future bond proposals would add baseball fields and softball fields and other amenities. So.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So a lot of moving parts there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just as a point of fact, where is the old Meade Middle School site? Do you remember?
Okay, it's yes, it's
I don't
it's on Market.
I don't get up that way a lot.
Okay, yeah, I'm from there, so it's up Market. It's high up in Market. That's really all I can describe.
Just how far into Canada do you have to go to get there?
Pretty far. I mean, it's only a couple hours away.
While we're talking about this, we'd be remiss to not mention that while Spokane Public Schools didn't have a bond, they still have a lot of projects that are going on through the bond that they passed 3 years ago, I believe it is. So, and you have some news that we'll be seeing probably in the next paper about some of those projects.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, we'll see.
Yes. And then Central Valley also has a number of projects going on, like the North Pines Middle
Great
School.
point.
Yeah. And so they're renovating that. And so, I mean, they're not done with that yet, but they're working on it. And that is by the same architect who I want to say is on the new middle school, maybe the renovation. And that will be ALSC Architects
Great.
for the new middle school. Yeah. And then Meade similarly has other things. They're working, for example, on the Shiloh Hills Elementary renovation, which again I want to say is around 5 Mile.
Yeah, sure.
So that's something from the 2015 bond as well.
Yeah, good deal. Good deal. Yeah. Well, I'm going to let Sam get back to the office. She's been working hard on our Building the Inland Northwest magazine, our annual magazine that's going to come out at the end of March, at the end of this month. It's March 1st. So look for that at the end of the month. And thanks for coming and filling us in, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the JoB is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksOnline.com, which is solely responsible for its content. On the JoB is brought to you by our friends at McNeese Wheeler Attorneys. Ask Lynn a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksOnline.com.